In the last class, we saw about the conversation of Swami's father that he told Swami to sleep alone in the office room. Now, I will read the text of 3 paragraphs and explain. That is the 3rd, 4th and 5th paragraph, page number 3. A frightful proposition. A frightful proposition. Swami thought. He had always slept beside his granny in the passage, and any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. He hoped at first that father was only joking. He mumbled weakly, "Yes," and tried to change the subject. He said very loudly and with a great deal of enthusiasm, "We are going to admit even elders in our cricket club hereafter. We are buying brand new bats and balls. Our captain has asked me to tell you." "We'll see about that later," father cut in. "You must sleep alone hereafter." Swami realized that the matter had gone beyond his control. From a challenge, it had become a command. He knew his father's tensity at such moments. "The 1st of next month, I'll sleep alone, father." "No, you must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby. You are in the 2nd form, and I don't like the way you are being brought up," he said, and looked at his wife, who was rocking the cradle. "Why do you look at me while you say it?" she asked. "I hardly know anything about the boy." No, I don't mean you," said father. "If you mean your mother is spoiling him, tell her so, and don't look at me," she said and turned away. So these are the 3 paragraphs I read. Now listen to the explanation, children. So he feels frightful. Frightful means unpleasant, somewhat irritated, like unpleasant. Proposition means suggestion, unwanted suggestion. He doesn't like some of them don't like advice. Some don't like what anybody tell points and all, they don't like. So like that, a frightful proposition. What his father is telling, he is feeling somewhat irritated. And he always had the habit of sleeping beside his granny. He also hoped that his father was joking. So he thought father is joking, it is not real or serious, and tried to change the subject. What he is changing means that about cricket club. So even the elders can come and join us and play with us cricket, like that. He is changing the subject of his father. But his father was very serious and told Swami, "Hereafter you have to sleep alone." But Swami requests his father that he will sleep from next month at least. His father doesn't accept. He orders him, he commands him that you have to sleep tonight, and you are in the 2nd form. 2nd form means 7th standard. You are in 7th standard according to the British period. And looks at his wife. His wife is coming that side. He looks at his wife and tells, who asks, "Why do you look at me? I am not responsible for your son. Your mother is the reason. You tell her." And she turned towards the household work. So here mumble means he blabbers, like that. Then the meaning of enthusiasm means excited interest. So excited interest, that meaning of enthusiasm. Then what happens? The 6th, 7th and the 8th paragraphs. Let us move to the 6th, 7th and 8th paragraph, page number 4. I'll read from the text. Listen, children. Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. Swami rose silently and tiptoed to his bed in the passage. Granny was sitting in her bed and remarked, "Boy, you are already feeling sleepy. Don't you want to hear a story? Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny. But that good lady saw nothing. So Swami threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Granny said, "Don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy?" Swami leant over and whispered, "Please, please, shut up, Granny. Don't talk to me. And don't let anyone call me even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, perhaps I shall die." He turned away and curled and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. Presently, his father came and stood over him. "Swami, get up," he said. He looked like a partition in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. Swami stirred and ground as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him?" So here the 6th, 7th and 8th paragraphs I'll explain. Then as it was getting dark, Swami felt sleepy, as though he is feeling sleepy. As usual, he wants to go and sleep next to his granny, beside his granny. He went and slept, pulled the blanket, covered his face, and Granny said, "Why? Why do you cover your face? Don't cover the face, and I will tell you story." But Swami begged his granny not to call even if the house is on fire. "Please don't call me, Granny. If the house is on fire also, leave me. Don't call me. Don't look at me. Give me peace," he asks his granny. So here presently means at that moment his father came and stood over him, stood next to him, beside him, and said, "Swami, get up." But Swami pretends he is acting as though he is in full sleep. Then Granny also pleads. Pleads means request or asks, "Why do you disturb him? Let him sleep here. What's your problem?" But his father doesn't listen to Granny's words. So next coming to paragraph 9 and 10. Let me read from the text. "Get up, Swami," said father for the 3rd time, and Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed, took it down under his arm and said, "Come with me." Swami looked at Granny, hesitated for a moment, and followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother, and she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." "I don't think so," father said, and Swami slunk behind him with bowed head. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," Swami pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty, and there may be scorpions behind your law books." "There are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like." "Can I have a lamp burning in the room?" "No, you must learn not to be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits. Will you at least leave the door open?" "All right, but promise you don't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I'll make you the laughing stock of your school." Swami felt cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. He did not like the strain of cruelty he saw in his father's nature. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. He wished that the tiger had not spared the boy, who didn't appear to be a boy after all, but a monster. Here completes the 9th and 10th para children. I'll explain you. Listen carefully. Swami's father wakes up Swami. He gets up for the call of third time. Third time he called, 3 times he calls, for the third time he gets up. As though he was sleeping, he was acting, I told you. As soon as he got up, his father was waiting when he will get up. Why? To roll up his bed, and looked at Granny for a moment, and he walked to the office room. His granny tells that he can sleep at least in the passage. He can sleep at least in the hall or in the passage. But his father tells, no, I don't think so. That will not work out. That is not the method, or that will not work out. Something may happen. Let him sleep in the office room. I have decided that he have to sleep in the office room. Swami pleads his father that your office room is very dusty, very dirty, and also there may be scorpions in your books, in between the law books, in your old books and all. His father tells Swami that there is no scorpions. If there are scorpions also, you may sleep on the bench. I have put a long bench. You sleep on the long bench. Why you want to sleep in between the books or something? Then Swami asks if he can have a lamp in his room. His father answers, no, you must not be afraid of darkness. You must also cultivate some good habits. Swami, at least, shall I leave the door open? His father to this question answers, okay, accepts. You can leave the door open, but you should promise me that you will not go or run away to your granny to sleep beside your granny. If you do like that, anything like that, I will make you the laughing stock of your school. Means I will come and tell your friends in the school about your fearness. To this statement, Swami felt like cut off from humanity. He feels very sad. He feels what? He is not having a little love also on me. As a father, I am a son, he is not showing a little humanity also. He was feeling very painful and also angry at his father. He did not like his father's nature. He hated even the newspaper for that story about the tiger. So he told why this news and all has come in the paper, irritating myself. So understood students, today's class, I'll stop here the lesson, and remaining part of the lesson will be continued in the next class. Take down the homework. The first question, what is disgraceful according to Swami's father? The second question, what do you think was the practice of Granny before she went to bed? Thank you, dear students.